Soft cosmic tones rise. A slow heartbeat of the stars pulses beneath the voice. There are moments when the heart begins to whisper what the mind can no longer explain. A quiet knowing, a vibration that echoes through time, across galaxies, across lives. You may have felt it, a subtle yet growing sense that something is shifting, that something profound, ancient, and powerful is drawing closer. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. This is remembrance. There are voices rising now. Voices not from this world, but deeply connected to it. Among them, Zandandi, of the Lyran lineage, speaks. Not to convince, but to awaken. To transmit a living frequency. A multidimensional code meant not for the ears, but for the soul. This message doesn't ask you to believe. It invites you to feel. To sense that the stars have always been watching. That you're longing for something more, for connection, for clarity, for home, is not a weakness. It is a signal you are never alone. And now, something is calling you to remember, to raise your vibration, to meet the moment that is arriving. But to fully understand what's coming, we must begin by remembering who we are. And this is just the beginning. The cosmic ambiance deepens. More crystalline textures emerge like echoes from beyond time. In the spaces between your thoughts, in the stillness where your breath slows and your awareness widens, there is a voice, ancient, yet familiar. It doesn't come from outside. It rises from the core of what you are. This voice belongs to Zandandi. Not a name to memorize, but a frequency to remember. Zandandi is not alone. She stands as a bridge between dimensions, a living conduit of the Lyran lineage, a people of light, wisdom, and memory, whose essence has woven itself through human DNA for eons. She doesn't speak with language. She transmits vibration, and through that vibration, she makes contact not only with us here in this physical plane, but also with the Syrian High Council, a collective of elevated beings who oversee the evolution of consciousness throughout this quadrant of the cosmos. The Syrian Council does not rule. They harmonize. They listen to the frequency of civilizations, to the song of souls, to the quiet rhythms of awakening. And when they speak, they do so not with commands or proclamations, but with a resonance that stirs remembrance. Through Zandandi, they extend a hand, not to lead you, but to walk beside you, to illuminate what has always been within you, the key to your own transformation. You may have felt it lately, a strange sense that time is speeding up, that dreams feel more real than waking life, that you're being guided, though you cannot explain by whom. These are not random sensations. They are signals of alignment. They are the response to the frequencies being transmitted now from the Syrian High Council through beings like Zandandi. And those frequencies are reaching you, not just to awaken your mind, but to activate your memory, to unlock codes within your spiritual DNA that were always meant to be awakened at this time. You don't need to understand this with logic. You are not being asked to analyze. You are being invited to remember, and in remembering, to rise. Gentle frequencies rise like morning light over a still cosmic sea. There are aspects of you that have been silent, not because they were lost, but because they were waiting for the precise alignment, waiting for the signal, waiting for now. Inside your being, beyond the limits of your thoughts, beyond even the borders of your beliefs, there are codes, sacred patterns of light and intention, woven into your spiritual DNA long before you took form in this life. These are not metaphors. They are living architectures of consciousness, remnants of your celestial lineage, gifts from other lifetimes, from other stars. You may have noticed it lately, a stirring within you, a sudden urge to change everything, a craving for truth, an unexplained emotional wave that rises like a tide when you look at the stars, or when you hear words that vibrate just right. These moments are not coincidences. They are activations. They are the beginning of a sacred remembering, where the old codes begin to light up again. And they don't awaken through thinking. They awaken through feeling, through presence, through your courage to let go of what no longer resonates and allow something new, something ancient, to emerge from within. This awakening is not always comfortable. It breaks patterns. It shakes foundations. It may feel like your world is falling apart, but in truth, it is falling into place. The Syrian Council and beings like Zandandi are not here to fix you, because you were never broken. They are here to remind you of what you already carry, to call you into resonance with your original frequency, with the unique signature you held long before this body, long before this earth. You are being invited now to shake off the layers of stagnation, to move, to shift, to breathe differently, not just physically, but energetically, emotionally, spiritually. This is a sacred inner revolution, and it begins not with doing, but with being. And from that place, a new path begins to open. The soundscape softens, and in the distance, a shimmer of starlight flickers across the soul. There's a longing that doesn't quite fit into words, a quiet ache, a whisper in the bones, a feeling that this world, for all its beauty, has never fully felt like home. Many who walk this earth with open hearts and awakened eyes carry within them this ache, this strange, tender homesickness for something they cannot name. If this speaks to you, know this: you are not alone. You may be what the ancients and the awakened now call a starseed, a soul that originates from beyond this earth, who chose to come here in service, in mission, to anchor light in a world that had forgotten its own. And yet, being here is not always easy. To walk among the dense vibrations of this realm while remembering the harmony of higher dimensions can feel like exile, like wearing a suit that doesn't quite fit, like remembering a melody that no one else seems to hear. You may cry at night and not understand why. You may look to the sky and feel a pull that makes no rational sense. You may long for a family, but not the one of blood, the one of stars. And this ache, this starseed homesickness, is not weakness. It is sacred. It is a sign that your soul remembers something bigger, something brighter, something that speaks the language of light. The Syrian Council knows this ache well. They have watched many brave souls descend into matter, into density, into forgetfulness, not to escape their origins, but to bring them here. Your longing is not for escape. It is for integration. It is the echo of your soul calling you back to wholeness, calling you to remember why you came. You didn't come to run away. You came to ignite, to build bridges between realms, to awaken others just by being what you are. And every time you feel that ache, know that it is not loneliness. It is alignment. It is the magnetic pull of your star family reaching out to remind you, you are never truly alone. And just like that, a new light rises, not outside of you, but from within. Transformation is not a destination. It's not a dramatic event or a final moment of enlightenment. It is a quiet unfolding, a sacred shedding, a remembering, moment by moment, breath by breath. Right now, in ways both cosmic and cellular, you are being invited into a new dawn. Not just for yourself, but for all of humanity. This shift is not just happening in the world around you. It is pulsing through your own energy field, whispering to every part of you that still believes you are small, that still forgets you are divine. The systems are crumbling, not because we are falling apart, but because we are waking up. The darkness that once covered the earth like a thick fog is thinning, and through the cracks light is pouring in. But that light is not foreign. It is not alien. It is you. You are the dawn. You are the luminous edge of a new timeline. You are the embodiment of ancient prophecy, of cosmic cycles that have turned and turned until now. Can you feel it? The pull to release the old identities, the structures that no longer support your soul's radiance, the beliefs that were never really yours to begin with. This is not collapse. This is the turning of the age. And you, dear soul, are at the center of it. Your body is changing. Your dreams are speaking louder. Time feels like it's bending and spiraling. Why? Because you are no longer bound to linearity. You are becoming multidimensional again. You are remembering how to feel truth, not just think it. You are beginning to walk in resonance rather than resistance. And in that resonance, a new earth is being born. But it begins in the subtle. It begins with you. Not in the noise, but in the stillness where you finally hear your soul say, I am ready. Change doesn't come to punish you. It comes to awaken you. Every time a structure falls apart, every time life redirects you, every time you're asked to let go of something you thought you needed, you're being invited into something greater. Change is the most consistent force in this universe. Galaxies spin, stars die and are reborn, planets shift, and so do you. Yet we've been taught to fear change, to cling to what is familiar, even when it no longer nurtures us. But beloved soul, what if change is not destruction, but liberation? What if letting go doesn't mean losing control, but regaining your true power, the kind of power that doesn't dominate, but flows? The Syrian Council speaks of change not as chaos, but as sacred movement, a cosmic current designed to lead you into alignment with the soul path you chose before coming here. When you resist change, you suffer, not because life is cruel, but because your soul is longing to evolve, to stretch, to breathe in a new form. Empowerment isn't about controlling everything. It's about trusting the unknown, and knowing that within the unknown, you are held. You are not here to repeat the past. You are not here to stay safe in the shell of who you used to be. You are here to evolve, to shed skins, to expand into your luminous blueprint. And yes, it might feel uncomfortable. Transformation rarely feels gentle when you're in the midst of it. But after the fire, comes the light. And in that light, you remember, you were never breaking, you were becoming. There are moments when you feel it, that unmistakable sense that someone is watching over you, not with judgment, but with love as vast as galaxies. These are not fantasies, they are echoes, resonances from soul bonds that span dimensions. We often speak of guides, light beings, higher councils. But what if some of them are more than guardians? What if they are family? Not of this earth, but of your original lineage, the ones who knew your light before it descended into form. The Syrian High Council, the Arcturians, the Lyrans, the Andromedans, these are not just names in a spiritual book. They are real collectives of consciousness, and many of them are deeply connected to you. They have watched you choose this incarnation, watched you veil your memory so you could dive fully into the human experience. And now, as the veils thin, they are reaching out, not to rescue you, not to do the work for you, but to remind you. You are a bridge between realms, a key between timelines. And in this pivotal moment of Earth's transformation, your reconnection to your star family is not just beautiful, it is essential. Because when you remember them, you remember you. You begin to awaken dormant codes in your DNA, feel new frequencies vibrating through your being, hear silent languages spoken not with words, but with vibration. This is not imagination. This is activation. And you don't need to know the names. You don't need to see ships in the sky. You only need to tune in to the warmth behind your chest, to the tears that rise without reason, to the soft knowing that you are deeply, eternally loved. Because family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's starlight. There is something ancient within you, something waiting, not waiting in sadness or longing, but in pure, patient love. A part of you has always remembered, even when your mind forgot. These are your spiritual codes, imprints in your DNA, frequencies woven into your soul long before you were born into this earthly form. They are not learned, they are remembered. You came here with them, encoded, prepared, ready to be activated at the precise moment your heart was open enough to receive. And that time is now. You may notice them as sensations, a sudden vibration in your spine, a pressure in your third eye, dreams that feel more real than waking life. Synchronicities so precise they shake you. These aren't coincidences. They are triggers, catalysts, each one a gentle knock on the door of your soul saying, "Wake up, it's time." And how do these codes activate? Through vibration, through love, through intention, through sound, like light language, toning, or sacred frequencies. Through nature, standing barefoot on the earth, listening to the trees. Through movement, dance, breathwork, spontaneous expressions. Through stillness, deep meditation, presence, surrender. You don't need to understand them with your mind. You only need to feel them with your heart, because they are not logical. They are cosmic memory. And when one activates, you may not see fireworks. You may not even know what has changed. But suddenly, your choices shift. Your vision clears. Your energy expands. And life begins to respond to you in a new language. This is your multidimensional self returning. This is the original you, free from distortion, free from fear, emerging again. The more you listen, the more will awaken. There is a silence you carry in your chest, a longing that words can't name. Sometimes it rises in the quiet moments. When the world is still, when the noise of the human experience fades, you feel it. A deep ache, not for a place on earth, but for a frequency, a realm, a home that lives in your soul's memory. This is not sadness. This is starseed homesickness. And if you feel it, you are not alone. So many light beings walking this planet right now carry this ancient sorrow, this gentle yearning to go back to where everything made sense, where unity was the default, where separation didn't exist. You miss the stars. You miss the embrace of your collective. You miss a kind of love that doesn't need to be explained, a love that simply is. And that's okay. You are allowed to grieve for what you remember. You are allowed to feel out of place sometimes, to look up at the night sky and feel tears rise without knowing why. Because your soul remembers constellations not written in books. It remembers the rhythm of other suns, the pulse of higher dimensions, the feeling of being whole. But here's the gift in that ache. It's not trying to pull you away from Earth, it's trying to awaken you on Earth. That longing is the call to bring the stars here, to become the bridge, to anchor heaven in this human life, to look around and realize you're not here by mistake. You came here to remember the stars, so others could remember too. You are not lost. You are placed perfectly to light the way home. Can you feel it? That gentle hum beneath everything, that quiet whisper that says, something new is rising. It's not just a feeling, it's a frequency, a shift, a new dawn breaking across the collective field of consciousness. We are not heading toward the light. We are becoming it. This isn't about waiting for a savior, a flash, a date in the stars. It's about embodying the shift now, becoming the lighthouse before the storm even clears. Every thought you align with love, every fear you transmute into clarity, every moment you choose presence over panic. You become the bridge to a new world, the solar flash, the ascension, the awakening. These are not destinations, they are activations, and they begin in you, not out there, here, right now. The new earth is already being born in the spaces where love is chosen, where kindness overrides conditioning, where light is anchored not through words, but through frequency. So breathe it in, feel it rise in your chest. Let the old dissolve with grace. Let the unknown become your sacred path. And most of all, don't walk this journey alone. You were never meant to. There are others like you, starseeds, grid keepers, visionaries, empaths, all waking up to the same song, all remembering their role in this great transition. So connect, speak, shine. And if this message touched something ancient in you, then share it. Let your light ripple out. Let it reach someone else who might be feeling lost in the dark, because this dawn belongs to all of us.